Greetings, YouTube. Welcome to the Mike and Cheese channel where we review macaroni and cheese and I share my thoughts on what I like about them, what I don't like about them, and whether or not I'd buy them again. I'm Mike, and I am starting this channel off with my first video on this, the Kroger Classic Creamy Macaroni and Cheese. It's a good baseline macaroni and cheese, I think, because it's pretty easily available, it's not very expensive, and, I mean, how much more basic can you get than classic creamy macaroni and cheese? There's not a whole lot of bells and whistles on this thing. Anyway, the packaging is fairly uninteresting and really, frankly, unimportant. You got some very decorative, flashy cardboard printing there with some, important safety information like exactly how much mac and cheese you're about to eat in one sitting. They put some useless information on the back claiming that there are multiple servings in this box, but we know better. So, I'm going to go ahead and cook this thing up, and we will talk about, like I said, what do I like about it, what do I not like about it, and whether or not I would buy it again. All right, so this is what we are left with when we cook this thing up. My comments on this. Well, for one thing, the sauce is a little bit watery, and this might be the first of the things I'm not terribly thrilled with about this particular mac and cheese. It's not exactly what you call, it's creamy, for sure, but this is not what I would call a casserole, and that's kind of how I think of mac and cheese. It's sort of like a casserole-y side dish, and this is definitely more of a goop side dish. That doesn't mean it's going to taste bad, but it does mean that if you're looking for a particular look or texture, this is what you're going to get. Another thing that I wanted to comment on, this does contain wheat, milk, soy, and eggs. Why is there soy in this? Anyway, when I think of mac and cheese, soy is not what I think of. Again, that doesn't mean that it's going to be bad. It just is kind of an unexpected thing. A third comment that I noticed, or a third comment on something that I noticed while I was making this is, yes, there is an ingredients list, because by law there must be an ingredients list. But what is this spiced with? God only knows, because only spice is listed as an ingredient. No, not even plural spices. So I can only assume that this mac and cheese is made with, genuine Iraqian melange or something. And hey, maybe we'll all get blue on blue eyes if we eat this thing. If you don't understand that reference, read classic sci-fi. Anyway, so let's go ahead and try a little bit of this. Get in there. Try not to drip all over everything as I eat it. Well, as expected, it's very saucy. I would call it kind of bland. The cheese doesn't taste all that cheesy. The pasta's not bad. It's not great, but it's not super mushy. I cooked this for maybe a little bit longer than some people might. I like mine on the hot side. So maybe the pasta behaves differently if you only cook it for 3 total minutes versus 5 total minutes or 6 total minutes. I don't know. I can't really comment on that. However, I followed the directions, and the pasta is, we'll call it medium mushy as opposed to, chewy. The texture of the sauce, it's a smooth sauce, as you can obviously see from the video, but it's not what I would call like Velveeta smooth. You can definitely taste that there are some, well, not taste so much as just feel that there's some ground up stuff in there. And that may or may not be cheese, whatever those ground up things are, because I have no idea how soy got into this. Anyway, so where does that leave me with this? What do I actually like about it? Well, it is convenient. However, some of that convenience is a lie. And what do I mean by that? Well, it comes in this, as I was showing before, this sealed package. But when you cook it, the seal on that package breaks. And I'm not using that package because another thing that I was not super happy about, the package itself is really too small for you to stir the mac and cheese without spilling the mac and cheese over the side. But then again, That's sort of a moot point because the seal breaks and it jettisons some superheated mac and cheese goop all over the inside of your microwave, which isn't supposed to happen. Well, what about venting the package? Well, I'm sorry, but the instructions specifically say not to vent the package. So is it convenient to cook? Sort of, if you get lucky and you don't have to clean up a mess in your microwave. So I would say that while it promises convenience, which is a nice thing, you might not actually get convenience, which is a not nice thing. I do kind of like the price. It's only $3, or at least that's what I paid for this package. And it's fast. I mean, I microwaved mine for a total of 4.5 minutes. So maybe 5 minutes of total prep time, including about 30 seconds of dumping it into a glass Pyrex. So, it's a little bit cleaner to handle and eat. What else do I like about it? Well, I mean, it is a good standard. It's faster and easier than the stuff that comes in a blue box, but it's maybe not great. Is it greater than the stuff that comes in a blue box? I'm not going to answer that question because I don't want to start fights. But I will say, yeah, I would probably buy it again if I didn't have a better choice at the time. If it was convenient and I was just walking by the case and really felt like some mac and cheese, I'd buy it again. However, given the less than spectacular nature of the flavor, I might actually look for some other options first, especially if I'm looking for something to serve to other people. But what I do want to try, since I'm here and since we're on video, is to see if this is significantly improved by dressing it up with some coarse black pepper. And that might look like a terrifyingly large amount of black pepper, but I assure you I am trained in the use of this substance, and it will not be at all dangerous. Mix that in there a little bit. Okay, now I'm not mentioning salt because honestly it's salty enough. I mean, I guess that's the nature of modern processed foods. It's unlikely to be too low on salt. No, it doesn't really help. It's still kind of boring. You know, at the risk of having nothing else interesting to say about this, I will say that I'm not surprised, given that this is a generic mac and cheese, and I'm also not terribly sorry that I don't have too many nice things to say about this, because it's my first YouTube video, and I'm guessing that probably nothing good will be said about this video in the comments anyway, so, what the heck do I care? Anyway, if you did enjoy this video, I have no idea why, and go ahead and like and subscribe. Well, I'll see you guys later. Actually, I think I'll see you all again right now, just briefly. So, I have an admission. I have a habit of damning things with faint praise, and any of my friends that have ever talked to me about movies that they enjoyed have experienced that for themselves. The last thing I wanted to say about this before I really sign off this video is, even though I didn't have a whole lot of nice things to say about this particular mac and cheese, I still ate a bunch of it. I mean, how bad can mac and cheese be if it's still really good mac and cheese? And, I really do have to say that about this. While I was not really thrilled about this particular mac and cheese, I still enjoyed this mac and cheese, as is obvious from this, mostly empty bowl. So, it may not be anything to write home about, but it's still a pretty good cheesy time. All right, that's it for me. I will see you all later.